So if this is new to you, my advice is to start simple. So most robust product management systems that I'm seeing online, number one, are free. But if you're looking simple, just in terms of the tools that are available to you, let's look at first your mobile device, whether that be PC or Mac. And I'm going to give you the Mac perspective just because I use an iPhone. And one thing that I do for product management, it's super simple, is Apple Notes and reminders, or your phone's equivalent of this. What I love about Notes is that you can open up in your phone and it syncs with my other two computers where I have the notes stored there. And you can create really simple grids, charts, not to mention checklists, as well as if someone is in that Apple ecosystem, you can take that note and share it with them and even have a form of collaboration. Super simple. It's not a lot of, I would say, scalable in some ways, but it definitely allows, not to mention you can take these notes and also send them to yourselves through an email. So again, super simple. Apple Notes is something that I use, and this reminders in terms of a form of product management inside of posts and developing those ideas. So while I know this is not post-oriented, this is like an idea of different things that I somewhat check before a given presentation for the remote production conference. So here's a very simple note checklist and certain things that I need to take or do in order to make sure that my presentation is ready to go. Similar things are implemented when it comes down to, like, if I have to put together a piece of video content for YouTube, we'll talk about script and other things, and then taking these notes in that case in a specific project management tool and tracking it as you go through the various steps that are involved. So you can see some of the reasons I have over here on the right-hand side of Apple Notes just being allow you to break up larger tasks, as well as collaborate with other people. And the downside to this, which I think is where you have the simplicity, you don't necessarily have a lot of control with your notes. All right, so drum roll, please. We're about to talk about Trello and Google Docs with Brian Fox. So just before he opens up his camera, or even open up his camera, I just want you guys to know, Brian, Chief Marketing Officer of Boris FX. You've got 20 years in the post-production industry. On top of that, you're responsible for all of Boris FX marketing. I have dumbed this down. I'm going to let him talk a little bit about that and what that entails. Not to mention your client list. It includes HBO, ABC, CBS, Discovery. You can read the list here of clients you've worked with on various productions in the post industry. Last but not least, reputation for his award-winning career to motivate consumers and act with the immersive brand. Brian Fox, how are you?
Hey, Nick, good to see you. How are you?
It's good to see you. It's not like I wish I could say it's been a while, but it's literally been since last night. So, but it's good to see. It's good to see
each other we see each other every day.
We've got some communication going on back and forth, like, working for the same business.
Did I misspell Microsoft, or did you misspell Microsoft?
I think I'm going to go with the U. I got to go check out your bio there. That's totally possible. We'll copy and paste.
And look at that young buck with the with a head of hair. Who is that guy? Who is that guy? That was Brian. That was maybe it's time for a new headshot, perhaps. But no, in all seriousness, thank you for having me. Good to see everyone in here. I'm joking, but I love talking about this stuff. I use it every day, right? So happy to nerd out with you on some project management software.
Thanks, man. What I love about this, and one of the reasons I thought about this is myself coming from a freelance perspective right now, where in the past I've worked for several different companies, and in their portals. You've been at Boris FX for a while and collaborated with the team. How long have you been there now with Boris?
That's a great question. A little over 6 years. Before that, I was with GenArts, who makes Sapphire plugins. We were acquired by Boris. And then before that was like a big kind of schism in my career. But before joining on with GenArts, I was an editor in a bunch of different post facilities, cutting mostly promos, trailers, sizzles, that kind of stuff, all marketing. but I got lured to the dark side about 7 years ago of software development, and I haven't looked back. Totally love it. Really enjoy it. No regrets. I really like working on software and creating the tools now, which I used to use as a customer. So that's real fun, and still get to talk to editors and artists on a daily basis. And
Yeah,
that really keeps me going. I don't know if I could survive in working in insurance or, healthcare or something like that. As long as I'm still connected to post-production in some way, I'm a happy camper.
that's awesome, man. And like you've done quite a bit of, well, you do quite a bit of work in managing video content that goes up through multiple social media channels for Boris Effects. So I would say one of the main stages being YouTube, but then also
Absolutely.
filtering that content through Facebook. On top of that, while you're involved with the scripting and the decision of the images that go up there, you're collaborating with other people like John Dickinson and Ben Brownlee, who are helping to produce this content. And you need a place or places to work and collaborate remotely. John's in Australia, Ben's in the Netherlands, and you're in just outside of Boston. Like everyone's remote. So these tools that are there for product management and remote production workflow, would you say that they're essential to your workflow?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I don't know how we would do our jobs without them. We are a small team, like you said, of content creators, of designers, editors, plugin nerds, and we produce a huge amount of marketing. Like content marketing is integral to the business of Boris Effects. It's like you can think of it as just a beast that we're constantly feeding, and it never ever gets satiated. So we're constantly looking to educate consumers. We're constantly looking to show people what they can do with the software, new techniques, tips, tricks. We're always adding new stuff in. So within that comes a huge amount of video production. Like, it's strange to think, but when I started, at Boris Effects and GenArts like a long time ago, everything we were doing was going to Vimeo. One of the decisions, like, I've made many poor decisions, but the one decision I look back on and like, it was moving everything over to YouTube. That has really been, we've ridden that wave of YouTube like crazy. Like, I used to, as an editor, think that like YouTube was low quality and Vimeo was high quality. And now to think that YouTube is the world's #2 search engine, right? Where people are looking to learn about everything. I mean, literally, I just cooked a pork loin, for my family about an hour ago. And what did I do? Of course, I'm like, looking in YouTube for like pork loin recipe, right? And watching a video. So to everything we do goes to YouTube first and foremost, and then we ripple it out to social as well. But it's all about YouTube for us. I mean, that's where everyone is. That's where people are looking to learn about plugins, post-production, and to be relevant on YouTube is critical for us. So everything is about YouTube.